Hi guys, I wasn't going to vlog where I'm going today, but considering what's happened in the United States over the last 48 hours, I'm on my way to a screening of a documentary film called The Hard Stop. It's about the issues surrounding the riots in the UK and specifically London after the police shot dead black young man in this city called Mark Duggan. He was shot in 2011. We were told instantly that he had a gun on him, and it turned out that that was not the case. I have so much to say about the media coverage of these different incidents, and I will speak about it. I'm going to also be going to a Black Lives Matter rally in London on tomorrow, which is Saturday. So then I kind of thought this screening ties into the overall theme of this and brings an international element to it. So yeah, that's why maybe I will do a bit of filming today. So guys, I'm on the train on my way to this screening, and I grabbed on the way here the London Evening Standard, which is a free newspaper given out on the London Underground or Metro here in the city. You know, I was talking about media coverage. I hope you can hear me, I'm on a noisy fast train. You know, I was talking about media coverage, this is what I mean. So let's just go through this. This says, ambush in Dallas, snipers kill 5 police officers and wound another 6 in attacks during protest over black deaths. And then we come and read here. Snipers shot dead 5 police officers and wounded another 6 in a cold-blooded ambush during a civil rights protest in Dallas. I just want to stop here. Guys, this is the thing that everyone needs to realise. When something happens in the world, there's the reality and then how it's reported to us. Now, I've been in the media for a very long time, so I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. When these young black men were killed in cold blood, in a cold-blooded ambush, this newspaper didn't write that 2 young black men were killed in a cold-blooded ambush. But when there's an isolated incident, a sniper who comes and shoots down from above, yes, targeting police officers, but not caring that they're injuring and risking the life of protesters, suddenly, look at it, these civil rights protesters, these peaceful protesters who are out on the street protesting against a cold-blooded ambush and murder of 2 young black men, they get drawn into this. So you have to, when you're reading the newspapers, you need to look at the wording of how a narrative is spun, and this has happened for so many years and so many decades. It's almost ingrained in us. You know, they use key words for us to build a narrative and a picture in our mind.
My views towards the police scheme was always, I hated them, you know what I'm saying?
The ones that just think they can use their power to intimidate you just because they got that uniform, and do you know what? You don't intimidate me.
Mark Duggan, 29.
Shot dead by the police near his home in Tottenham in North London.
There are some people in some communities out there that absolutely hate us.
Like the police, they need to be taken down a peg or 2, man, because it's getting out of control.
We stood for a cause, innit? Tottenham stood for a reason.
You think we're gonna go away quietly? You're mad.
In terms of media distortion, I think the important thing in the case of Mark Duggan was, you know, from the very beginning and you know, the media aftermath of the incident in which Mark lost his life, you know, the media reported it completely wrongly. And you know, even though that you know, it was initially reported that it was a shootout, and that was retracted a couple of days later. By then, the damage was already done.
Black Lives Matter! Every life matters! matters. Every life matters is the point that I'm trying to make. Every life matters. But right now we are focusing on black lives because nobody else is facing that level of bloodshed at the hands of racist police officers.
I am in Brixton in South London, where, as you can just see behind me, there are protesters gathered for a Black Lives Matter protest. This building here with the red strip down it, this is the Black Cultural Archives, which was launched in 1981 here in Brixton, and Windrush Square actually, which is the square that we're in now, so there and all around us where the protesters are. It's named after the first ship that brought the first group of Caribbean migrants here to South London in Brixton. It's here where the Caribbean community settled down in the UK. They faced immense poverty, police racism, and there were riots in this area in the 1980s, 1981, 1985, and the 1990s. This is very much, you could say, the heart of Caribbean culture and history here in the UK. That is why protesters have gathered here in Windrush Square.
Now, when I woke up 2 days ago and I saw it on Twitter, a man lying in his car, dead. There's no coming back. These people are shooting people, putting down people like animals. Animals get put down better. Look to a woman right now and tell her that her future child will be shot for being black, for being Muslim. Tell her that is natural. Tell her that that gun is worth it. No more. No mother, no father, brother, sister, grandma should have to know that their child got shot because they were pulled over because of a broken tail light. Yeah. That sounds right in your mind? No. Your soul must be rumbling black, white, Asian right now. Look across the crowd. Let the media look across the crowd and tell you that it's right. Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
So the protesters started moving and they've stopped in front of the police station here in Brixton.
No justice, no peace!
No justice, no peace!
No justice, no peace!
No justice, no peace!
Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
So guys, what I think has happened is this fire engine has started its horns in solidarity with the protest.
Black lives matter! 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 Black lives matter!
When we were marching today, we came really close to marching where in the early 2000s, Derek Bennett was shot 8 times in the back for being black on the streets of Brixton in Angeltown Estate. They knocked down the estate, they can't knock down that memory. And the fight against racist police brutality in America is our fight against racist police brutality here.
I'm African American. I've been living here for 7 years, and I'm really, really touched that everybody is here supporting a cause that's happening in the States. There's 115 black people who've been killed, black men, not even black people, who've been killed by the police in 187 days into 2016. And that's what it's about.
It feels good to see the solidarity. It feels bad to see that we got the same problems over here too. You know what I mean? I'm hearing a lot about the police brutality. Of course, it's not as bad. The way that y'all can talk to the police over here is much different than the way we can, because they are totally afraid of us and they want nothing more to take us to jail or even kill us. So it's the same, but it's different. And I think we all need to come together and show solidarity and understand that it's something that we can fight against.
We don't have time to keep on going through losing our brothers, losing our sisters, losing our family members. For who? For For what? Because we mean nothing? No, our lives matter. No, our lives matter. My son's life matters. I'm worried about the legacy I leave. The legacy I leave for my children. I am so tired. Yes, y'all hear, I'm from New York as well. And these racist police, they got to stop. They gotta go. Don't let this be a day that it just goes in vain. Don't let it be a day that it just doesn't matter. Don't let it be a day that it just goes in vain. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen anymore. We're tired. Everybody out here is tired. We're tired. It's not about religion. It's not about color. It is about a people. And we're tired. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
That's the bus driver being when police attack, we fight back. Police attack, we fight back. Yo, calm down. Calm down. Get everyone to move back. Calm the fuck down. Relax. Relax. Keep it peaceful. Calm protest. Back to the middle of the road. Calm protest. Keep it calm.
So there's been a bit of a scuffle because one of the bus drivers who had to stop got very angry and hit one of the protesters. So there was a bit of a scuffle. They've arrested the bus driver. But obviously, given the context of this demonstration, people are angry and it's a little bit tense at the moment.
They're starting to line up.
Guys, I'm being a really lazy journalist. I'm sitting down. The protest is still going on. There you can see it's been about 4 hours, and basically they went, well, you would have already seen in the blog, they've already gone round and they're still blocking the road. There was that slight scuffle. I mean, I wouldn't even really call it a scuffle. There was a bit of tension with the police at some point. But it is about 8 o'clock now and it doesn't look like these protesters are looking to go anywhere. Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! So guys, I was just like walking around this protest and you see these two police officers behind me. One of the general public asked this lady, what's going on here? And she said, oh, it's a protest. And they said, well, when is it going to finish? And she said, oh, well, whenever they decide to stop protesting. And you know, there's a lot of different nuances about protest movements and just protests in general and what is helpful and what is not, and is blocking the road helpful, is it not? When she said that, I did think of something, that ultimately, you know, getting to a point where these protesters with this message, they're the ones. Hi, say something for the camera.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, people. You see that this manifestation is good, is quiet.
All right, well, there you go. What was I saying? There was a time when protesters weren't allowed to voice themselves like this. They would get clamped down on. Of course, I know the situation in the US is very different, but I'm talking about here in the UK. Now, actually, protesters, after so many riots on this issue, after so many deaths on this issue, after so many protests, after so many scuffles with police, they have got to a point where they are in charge when they are out protesting like this. Now, of course, if you don't agree with what's going on, yes, you will say that's a bad thing. You will say that this line of buses here has caused disruption and it's not helpful, especially to do it in a community like this, and maybe not do it in Westminster. But others might say that, as I've heard protesters here say, this causes the city financial and economic burdens. It causes problems for the councils and the people running them, and then they will pay more attention. And that's the two sides of the story, but definitely has got to a point where when protesters come out and they are protesting against the police, and specifically against the police violence towards the black community, the police come with a very different attitude here in the UK than they used to. There's still about I would say about 100 or 200 protesters here in Brixton. It's about 9:10 and yeah, so the sun is starting to set. Quite a few police vans have now gathered just at the top of the road. It's getting dark now. You can see police are gathering. One group there and a bit further down. I don't really want to zoom in. I think I'll lose the quality, but another group there. And I just anticipate that as it gets dark, they will come in and try and disperse protesters now. So guys, it's about 10 to 11, and although the bulk of the protesters have gone home, there is, I would say, about 100 protesters still here. The roads are still blocked. I'm going to wrap up my vlog and I think I'm going to go soon, really, in the next maybe 10-15 minutes or so. I will just conclude that I hope you have enjoyed following the Facebook live feeds, and I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I sense that it might have been quite a long one. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page and Twitter and all that social media jazz. Until next time, good night.